Hello, sacred souls. It's Susanna from Alamanic Shaman. What I have here for us tonight is taking our power back and at the same time releasing control, the need for control and planning and all of that, and going with the flow of life, being in the now moment. So that is all represented by the lion. So I have this beautiful lion carving, or this carved lion. And it's also like real wood. I found it years ago at a thrift store and I just really loved it, right? Also because I'm a Leo, so like it just really resonated with me, right? But the lion generally represents power because the lion is the king of the animal kingdom, right? Or a queen, like if it's a female one. But the lion doesn't abuse the power. The lion only hunts to eat and doesn't really abuse that power that he, she have. They live in the moment and take life as it comes, right? Like there's no planning and controlling of everything around them to have certain outcomes. Whatever comes up in the moment, that's what they go with, right? So it's very, very much what we're trying to achieve, in quotation marks, because achievement is also something planned and forced. But that's the state we want to be in as we're raising our vibration and as we're moving up in the ascension process, right? So anyhow, enough said. Let's smudge and then I'll call in our spirit guides, and less props today, but I feel like this is enough just to represent the topic. I haven't really worked with the spirit of the lion, so for now I'm just gonna leave it more as a symbol, like the carving, I mean, but that may change after I call in the spirit guides. We'll see, okay? Yeah. So please cleanse, clear, and renew all of our energies, and take away and transmute anything dark, evil, low vibrational, and unhealed. And by evil, I mean the devil energy that is represented in anything that is not honest, honorable, and straightforward, and that does not come from a place of love, right? So transmute all of that into pure divine essence, into pure divine love light energy, and return it to the universe for reintegration. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. And help us fully and completely reconnect again to our own inner divinity and that all around us, and through that be in oneness again. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. And what also just popped into my head as I started to do the smudging was that the lion as an animal was actually much more widely spread around the globe, around Mother Earth, than it is now. But in some areas around the world, the lion has been hunted to extinction. So, for example, in Europe, there, I saw that in a video recently. I don't remember which one though. I'm sorry, but I don't know if the lion also existed in the Americas, but in Europe, they said there used to be lions, and clearly they're not now. But when you look at, like, I mean, coming from Germany, there are a lot of symbols, like the emblems of royal families often have a lion depicted, and some restaurants have the symbol of a lion. So it shows that the lion was very widely spread. And I never worked with the spirit of the lion because I always felt that since the lion wasn't native to Germany, as I thought, I didn't really want to go too deep into like connecting with an animal that came from another continent. However, this may change now. Plus, as we're all moving more and more into oneness, we're realizing how we're all connected anyhow, and we can call on any spirit, or if any of you work with deities. I mean, I personally don't, but I feel more comfortable with animal spirits. But if any of you want to connect with other higher light beings and spirit guides, then it doesn't really matter. That's the message that's coming through. It doesn't really matter where they originate from on this planet, as long as, you know, they can help you heal. That is the important thing, right? So, I mean, I wouldn't connect to anything dark to help me heal, right? But I know some people connect with darker deities as well, or use the darker aspects for their misguided purposes. So that's not what I'm talking about, okay? So just everyone makes their own choice based on where they're at, and that may also be an important part of their development. However, the more we're moving into light, the more we're moving out of that darkness, because the darkness is fear and control and all of those things, right? So as we're moving out of it, we got to heal all those aspects and integrate our shadows, and then we no longer resonate with that kind of stuff. Anyway, I'm going to call in the spirit guides now. Dear divine higher power of the universe, our higher selves, our higher spirit guides of the light, our ancestors that are in the light, dear Mother Earth, powers of all four directions, powers of the east, powers of the south, powers of the west, powers of the north, powers of all four elements, air, earth, fire, and water, and all other benevolent powers, forces, spirits, and beings of the universe that are of the light. Please join the ceremony and assist the healings, prayers, and protection with all of your powers. Thank you. Please close the circle of protection around us. Thank you. I want to give massive amounts of thanks for being able to live during these immensely important times of change on Mother Earth, for being one of the trailblazers, one of the early humans in the ascension process, for being in the, I don't know, first or second wave. I think it might be the second wave. It doesn't matter, but we're like amongst the beginning ones who are ascending. So let us express our true appreciation for the important role that we're playing with all of your help, meaning our spirit team. I feel extremely honored and humbled for being able to be here at this time and in this role as a light worker, as a shamanic healer, practitioner, and so on. Thank you for helping us step more into our role. Thank you for helping us free ourselves from all the limitations, restrictions, and limiting beliefs and blockages that we've had our entire lives in this lifetime and most likely past lifetimes as well. We're now able to step out of that, and definitely past lifetimes too, sorry. And we're now, with all of your help of our divine team, we're able to embrace our role to an even more intense degree. So many of us were healers, witches, druids, medicine men, medicine women, whatever name and label you want to give it, but there were still some limitations in those lifetimes that we can now shed, that we can now let go of and release. So what just popped into my head is like rituals. And I know actually a while ago someone was commenting under a video asking for what the ritual for something would be. And that is something that used to give us a structure that we needed, or we felt we needed, or at that point of development of consciousness, it was needed. But now we're moving beyond it, and the more we tap into source energy and that higher consciousness, it's weird, it smells like wood is burning. I wonder if that was the lamp that was close enough. Wow, okay, so the smell of burning wood, oh, that's also the witch trials. Oof. Oh, and I just had a not so good shiver down my back. Okay, so that's the next topic. Let me just try to finish my last thought here, or like the message. So now we're moving out of these restrictions and confines, and I forgot what the church called it. Sorry, my mind's already more with the next part. But I think you know what I'm trying to say here. So we're now moving out of those restrictions because we're starting to understand more the flow and the freedom that really is those divine energies, right? You can't put divinity into a box and limit it and label it and package it a certain way. I mean, that's what religions have done to a degree, and I'm not saying I completely criticize everything about it, but dogma was the word I was looking for. there was too much control through dogma and rigid rules. And it is now time to let go of all of that. Wow, I didn't realize it would be going in that direction. And thank you. Okay, that's the connection to the witch trials. And that extreme rigidity and control culminated in those witch trials because the church wanted all the control and they could not stand the idea of people being in their personal power, which is what witches were as female healers, right? And I'm actually not 100% sure on male healers at the time, to what extent they may have had issues as well and may have been persecuted. But I know there was a big fear against black magic or dark magic. I prefer to call it dark magic. But I'm fairly certain, I haven't leaned too much into that, and honestly, I don't want to feel into it too much anyhow. But basically, anyone strongly in their personal power would have been accused of witchcraft or dark magic, which it was equated with. However, there's also white witchcraft, which is like the healing, right? But all of that was that dark devil type energy that had taken control and hold off the church, maybe not all, but some of the church officials that were in power, that were like spearheading those kind of persecutions and all of that. Again, I'm missing the right word, but again, I think you know what I'm saying. Anyhow, I don't want to get too caught up in this dark stuff, because that is also what's holding us back when we focus too much on all the dark stuff that happened in the past, maybe our personal past or in history, or something that we may have lived through in a past lifetime. Then we stay stuck in that victim role, in that victim mentality. And thank you. Okay, so that is now I understand it. My apologies, everyone. It's like sometimes I start before I fully understand how all the pieces of the puzzle fit together. And this is how we take our power back, by letting go of the burdens of the trauma and hurt, pain, and suffering of having been victimized like that in the past, and especially for all those of us who have been burnt at the stake or otherwise been persecuted because of our practice, because of our healing abilities, because of our spiritual practice, for practicing, let's say, the old spiritual beliefs rather than converting to the new religious, to the new religion at the time. So let all that dark stuff that is still within us, because of everything that we've experienced in past lifetimes and that has been passed down to us, where we were victimized, we were put in a victim role, our power was taken away from us, and in some cases our lives. Let all of that be pulled out of us and put into the fire to be burnt away. That's a funny irony, because that's flipping history around. If we were burned for our spiritual practice and now we're burning the trauma from those experiences, and it shall be transmuted into pure divine love light energy, into pure divine essence, and be returned to the universe for reintegration. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. Okay. Please, Great Spirit of the Lion, come and assist us in taking our power back, into majestically stepping into our personal power and into the flow of the now moment and into oneness with all of creation. Understanding that even though we're just one small part of all of creation, at the same time we are also each the universe in itself. All of us are, and together. Thank you. In Canada, as a population, we're not considered a melting pot like in the US, but we're considered a cultural mosaic. And that's exactly it. Each one is different and can be themselves. So in that case, whatever cultural and spiritual, religious, ethnic, and whatever other backgrounds form the identity of each person can remain, and each person is unique in that, yet together we create this whole picture that creates Canada, right? And if we expand that, that's how we're all different and unique. We're each our own little universe, and together we form a much bigger picture that is the actual universe. And as I was made to understand, the multiverse is really like all the multiple stuff can be collapsed into the universe, because uni is one and we're all one. So, but I believe from our current human understanding, those kind of contradictions can sometimes be hard to understand with our limited human mind. So we can just know that, it all exists at the same time. So thank you to our divine team. Wow. Ooh. Sorry, just had a shiver again. That was a really good energy shiver. Let me see if there's anything else that is coming through. But I think that might be it. Yeah, that was the important stuff for today. Okay, so with that, let this ceremony now be finished. Please open the circle of protection around us, but keep us strongly safe, shielded, and protected, and accept our love, thanks, gratitude, and blessings. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations, all our relations. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching, for being a part of the ceremony, and for being on your own healing and ascension journey. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. And I'm also sending you tons of love, light, and blessings. Be well until next time, and I wish you great abundance. May the truth always be with you, and may you walk with integrity and humility, yet self-confidence, and majestically. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and be well until next time. Bye.